The spaceship Hermes slowed as it approached the blue-green planet of Signaria. Commander Jack Hayes stood at the viewing window, taking in the sight of the alien world that would be his home for the next few months. "Commander, we're ready to begin landing procedures," said Lieutenant Kate Foster, his second in command. Jack nodded. "Let's make a good first impression." He was the only human who would be staying on Signaria. The rest of the crew would return to Earth after the landing ceremony. Jack had been chosen because of his calm personality and excellent record in diplomatic missions. This mission was important. Earth needed the rare minerals that Signaria had in abundance. The ship landed smoothly on a flat plain outside the capital city. Through the window, Jack could see a group of tall, slender aliens waiting. Their skin shimmered with soft blue light that pulsed gently like heartbeats. "Remember, sir," Kate said quietly, "the Signarians are telepaths. They can sense emotions but not read specific thoughts. The royal family is supposed to be more sensitive than most." Jack took a deep breath and straightened his uniform. Time to meet our new friends. The landing ramp extended with a soft hiss. Jack walked down, feeling the warm, sweet air of Signaria fill his lungs. The gravity was slightly lighter than Earth's, making each step feel bouncy. The alien delegation waited in a half-circle. In the center stood a tall figure wearing flowing robes covered in small glowing crystals. This was Emperor Xolin, ruler of the planet. "Commander Hayes," the Emperor said in perfect English, "welcome to Signaria. We are honored by your presence." Jack bowed as he had been taught. "The honor is mine, Your Majesty. Earth thanks you for your hospitality." The Emperor gestured to a smaller figure at his side. "This is my daughter, Princess Zeravex." The princess stepped forward. She was shorter than her father, with lighter blue skin that glowed with a gentle rhythm. Her large purple eyes studied Jack with curiosity. "It is a pleasure to meet you, Commander," she began, but as she took another step closer, something strange happened. The princess's skin suddenly flashed bright purple. Her eyes widened, and she swayed on her feet. "Your..." She reached out a hand as if to steady herself, then her glow pulsed wildly. "Oh!" Before anyone could react, the princess collapsed. Guards rushed forward as the Emperor knelt beside his daughter. Jack froze, horrified. Had he done something wrong? Was there some protocol he'd forgotten? The princess's eyes fluttered open. Her skin still shimmered with unusual colors. When she saw Jack standing over her, she let out a small gasp. "Your presence. It's so," she whispered, then seemed unable to continue. The Emperor helped his daughter to her feet. "Please forgive this unexpected event, Commander. My daughter has never met a human before. I believe she simply needs time to adjust to your unique energy." Jack nodded, though he didn't understand. Humans had met many alien species, but none had ever fainted at the sight of them. A tall Signarian stepped forward. "I am Krell, assigned to be your guide during your stay. Perhaps we should continue to your quarters and allow the princess to recover." As Jack followed Krell toward the shining crystal buildings of the city, he glanced back. Princess Zora was watching him, her glow now a steady pulse of purple and blue. When their eyes met, she quickly looked away. "Is the princess going to be okay?" Jack asked Krell. "I have never seen such a reaction," Krell admitted. "But the royal family has special abilities even among our people. Perhaps she senses something in you that others cannot." Jack frowned. He was just a normal human doing his job. There was nothing special about him. Little did he know that his very presence on this planet would change everything. For himself, for Princess Zora, and for the future of human-Signarian relations. 3 days passed since Jack's arrival on Signaria. He spent most of his time in meetings with officials, learning about the planet's resources and customs. Everyone was polite, but they kept their distance from him. He noticed how they would step back slightly when he came close, as if his presence made them uncomfortable. "Is there something wrong with me?" Jack asked Krell as they walked through the crystal gardens outside the palace. Do I smell bad to Signarians? Krell's skin flickered with blue lights that Jack had learned meant amusement. No, Commander. It's just that your energy field is very strong. We can feel it. It's not unpleasant, just different. Jack frowned. But the princess had a much stronger reaction. Yes, Krell said slowly. That is unusual. The royal family has always been more sensitive to such things. Later that day, Jack was invited to his first formal dinner at the palace. Servants led him to a large room with a long table made from a single piece of glowing crystal. Emperor Xolin sat at the head, with Princess Zora at his right. Jack was given a seat directly across from her. The princess kept her eyes down as Jack sat. Her skin glowed a soft purple, but she seemed to have better control of her reaction this time. Commander Hayes, the Emperor said, "How are your quarters? Are they comfortable?" "Very comfortable, Your Majesty. Thank you for your hospitality." Jack tried to focus on his food, which looked like small golden fruits but tasted like seafood. He was aware of Princess Zora stealing glances at him when she thought he wasn't looking. When their eyes finally met, the princess's glow pulsed brightly. She quickly looked away. "Princess," Jack said gently, "I hope you've recovered from our first meeting. I was worried about you." Zora looked up, her large purple eyes meeting his. I am much better. Thank you. Please forgive my reaction. I had not expected." She paused, searching for words. "I had not expected your presence to be so overwhelming." "My presence?" Jack asked, confused. Before she could answer, a tall Signarian entered the hall and approached the Emperor. Jack recognized him as Lord Dreth, one of the Emperor's advisors who had been cold during their earlier meeting. "Your Majesty," Dreth said with a bow. "The trade documents are ready for review." The Emperor nodded. "Commander Hayes, would you join us after dinner? There are some details we should discuss." "Of course, Your Majesty." As the meal continued, Jack noticed Dreth watching him with obvious dislike. When Jack tried to speak with Princess Zora again, Dreth interrupted. "Princess, perhaps you should retire early. You seem affected by our guest." Zora's skin flashed with what Jack now recognized as embarrassment. "I am perfectly fine, Lord Dreth." But when the dinner ended, Zora did leave quickly, with only a small nod to Jack. In the meeting that followed, Jack reviewed the trade agreement. Earth would provide medical technology, while Signaria would share their rare minerals. Everything seemed fair, but Jack couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. That night, as he stood on the balcony of his quarters looking at the 3 moons of Signaria, Jack heard a soft voice behind him. "Commander Hayes." He turned to see Princess Zora standing in the doorway. Her glow was dimmed, as if she was trying to hide her presence. "Princess, is everything okay?" She glanced nervously over her shoulder. "I need to speak with you. Alone. There are things about this agreement you must know. Things Lord Dreth doesn't want you to discover." Jack felt a chill run down his spine. "What things?" "Not here," she whispered. "Meet me tomorrow at the old temple ruins outside the city. Come alone." She stepped closer, and her glow brightened slightly. "And I'm sorry about my reactions. Your aura is unlike anything I've ever felt before." Before Jack could ask what she meant by his aura, she was gone, leaving him with more questions than answers. The next morning, Jack left his quarters early. He told Krell he wanted to explore the city on his own. Krell seemed worried but agreed. Jack followed the directions Princess Zora had sent to his room. The temple ruins stood on a small hill outside the city. They were made of the same crystal as the modern buildings, but these were weathered and broken. As he approached, he saw Princess Zora waiting. She wore a simple gray robe, not her usual royal clothes. Without the fancy outfit, she looked younger and more vulnerable. "Thank you for coming," she said when he reached her. Her skin glowed softly purple, but she didn't seem as overwhelmed as before. "What's this about, Princess? Why all the secrecy?" She led him into the ruins. Inside was a small room with walls covered in ancient symbols. This place blocks telepathic signals. We can speak freely here. Jack crossed his arms. I'm listening. First, I must explain my reaction to you. She took a deep breath. All Signarians are empaths. We can sense the emotions of others, but the royal family has a deeper ability. We can see auras, the life energy that surrounds all living things. Like a soul, Jack asked. Something like that. Most species have similar auras, but humans. She looked at him with wonder in her eyes. Human auras are different, stronger, brighter. And yours is the strongest I've ever seen. Jack frowned. But I'm just a normal human. There's nothing special about me. That's where you're wrong. There is something about humans that makes your kind unique in the galaxy. Your emotions, your will, your spirit. They create an energy field that most species can barely detect. But to me, standing near you is like staring into a sun. Is that bad? She smiled. No, just overwhelming at first. I'm getting used to it now. Jack thought about this. And what does this have to do with the trade agreement? Zora's glow dimmed. Lord Dreth and his supporters don't just want your minerals. They want to study humans. They believe your unique energy can be harvested, maybe even used as a weapon. Jack felt cold. That wasn't in the agreement I saw. It's hidden in the technical language. Section 12, Paragraph 3 allows for biological sampling of all Earth representatives. They plan to start with you. Why are you telling me this? Won't you get in trouble? She stepped closer to him. Her glow pulsed faster. Because it's wrong. And because there's more to the connection between humans and Signarians than Lord Dreth understands. Suddenly, a noise came from outside. Zora grabbed Jack's arm. Her touch sent a strange tingling sensation through his body. Someone's coming, she whispered. We have to hide. They moved deeper into the ruins, ducking behind a fallen column. Jack heard voices. One of them belonged to Lord Dreth. The human must be found, Dreth was saying. The Emperor wants him at the palace for the ceremony this afternoon. And the princess? Another voice asked. She's becoming too attached to the human. Her father is concerned. If she continues to interfere, we may need to send her away until the agreement is finalized. The voices moved away. Jack looked at Zora, who seemed upset. I need to get back to my quarters, he whispered. If I'm missing too long, they'll get suspicious. She nodded. Be careful. Don't let them know what you know. Meet me back here tonight after the ceremony. As they carefully made their way out of the ruins, Jack asked, Why does your father allow this if he knows it's wrong? Zora's eyes filled with sadness. My father doesn't know the full truth. Lord Dreth has been his advisor for years. He trusts him completely. Then we need to show him the truth, Jack said firmly. What neither of them noticed was the small drone hovering in the distance, recording their every move. The grand hall of the palace was filled with Signarian officials when Jack arrived for the ceremony. Their skin glowed in different colors, creating a beautiful light show. Under normal circumstances, Jack would have enjoyed the spectacle, but his mind was troubled by what Princess Zora had told him. Emperor Xolin sat on a crystal throne at the front of the hall. Princess Zora stood beside him, now dressed in formal royal clothes. She kept her eyes down when Jack entered. Commander Hayes, the Emperor called. Come forward. Jack walked through the crowd, aware of the whispers that followed him. He bowed to the Emperor. Today we celebrate the friendship between our worlds, the Emperor announced. Commander Hayes will sign the agreement on behalf of Earth. Lord Dreth stepped forward with a crystal tablet. The document is ready, Your Majesty. Jack took the tablet. The text glowed on its surface. He scrolled to Section 12, Paragraph 3, just as Zora had told him. The words were complex, full of technical terms, but he saw the meaning hidden within. Earth representatives would agree to biological sampling and testing. Is something wrong, Commander? Lord Dreth asked with a cold smile. Jack needed time. He couldn't sign this, but refusing outright would cause a diplomatic incident. This is an important moment, Jack said carefully. On Earth, it is customary to read the entire document before signing. Lord Dreth's skin flashed red. That could take hours. Let him read it, the Emperor said. We have waited centuries to make contact with humans. We can wait a few more hours. As Jack pretended to read the document line by line, he noticed Princess Zora watching him. She gave him a small nod of approval. Suddenly, the doors burst open. A group of Signarians entered, their skin pulsing angry red. The human is dangerous, their leader shouted. He has cast a spell on our princess. The crowd turned to look at Jack. Lord Dreth stepped forward. What evidence do you have of this claim? The princess meets with him in secret. Her glow changes color in his presence. She is not herself. Emperor Xolin stood. These are serious accusations. They are lies, Princess Zora said firmly. She moved to stand beside Jack. Her skin pulsed purple, but she remained steady. Commander Hayes has done nothing wrong. Then why does he hesitate to sign the agreement? Lord Dreth asked. Perhaps he knows something we don't. Jack looked at the crowd of hostile faces. I simply want to understand what I'm signing, especially the parts about biological sampling. A murmur ran through the crowd. The Emperor frowned. What biological sampling? I approved no such thing. Lord Dreth's glow flickered nervously. It's a minor detail, Your Majesty. For medical research only. Show me, the Emperor demanded. Before Lord Dreth could respond, the leader of the protesters stepped forward. The human has already corrupted the princess. Now he tries to turn the Emperor against his own advisor. This proves he has dangerous powers. The crowd grew louder. Jack felt the situation slipping out of control. Your Majesty, Jack said, raising his voice to be heard. I believe Lord Dreth has hidden certain details from you. I ask for time to explain. Lies. Lord Dreth shouted. Guards, seize the human. He threatens our way of life. Guards moved toward Jack. Princess Zora grabbed his hand. The touch sent a surge of energy through him. Run, she whispered. My father won't harm me, but they will hurt you. Jack hesitated. I can't leave you. Trust me, she said. Her purple glow intensified. Meet me at the ruins tonight. I'll bring proof of Dreth's plans. As the guards came closer, Jack made his decision. He squeezed Zora's hand, then turned and ran for the side exit. Guards followed, but Jack was faster. He disappeared into the winding streets of the city, a hunted man on an alien world. Night fell over Signaria. Jack hid in the shadows near the temple ruins, watching for any sign of the princess. He had spent the day moving from place to place, avoiding the search parties. Luckily, the lower gravity of the planet made it easier for him to run and jump, giving him an advantage over his pursuers. A soft purple glow appeared in the distance. Jack tensed, ready to run if it was a trap. But it was Princess Zora, wrapped in a dark cloak that barely contained her light. Jack, she called softly. Are you here? He stepped out of the shadows. I'm here. Were you followed? She shook her head. I don't think so. I used the old tunnels beneath the palace. Few know about them. They entered the ruins together. Zora pulled a small crystal device from her pocket. I found this in Lord Dreth's private chamber. It contains his real plans. She placed the device on the ground. It projected a hologram showing Lord Dreth speaking with unfamiliar faces, humans in military uniforms. The agreement works in our favor, Dreth was saying in the recording. We get access to human test subjects, starting with Commander Hayes. You get exclusive rights to Signarian resources. And the Emperor, one of the humans asked. He suspects nothing. He believes this is a standard trade agreement. Jack watched in shock. Those are Earth military officers. They're working with Dreth behind our government's back. Zara nodded. Dreth doesn't want an equal partnership with Earth. He wants to study humans, to learn the secret of your energy. But why? What's so special about human energy? Zara touched the wall of the ruins. Ancient symbols began to glow. These writings tell an old story. Long ago, beings from another world visited Signaria. The descriptions match humans perfectly. Jack studied the glowing symbols. Humans were here before. That's impossible. We only developed space travel recently. According to this, the visitors had powerful energy fields, just like yours. They helped our ancestors develop their telepathic abilities. Then they left, promising to return someday. She looked at him with wonder. My people have been waiting for thousands of years for humans to return. Jack tried to process this information. So that's why you reacted so strongly to me. Your people have some kind of genetic memory of humans. Yes, and Dreth fears what might happen if humans and Signarians form a true alliance. He wants to control human energy, not share it. Suddenly, the ruins shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. They found us, Zara said, her glow flashing with fear. Jack grabbed her hand. Is there another way out? She nodded and led him to a back wall. She pressed a hidden panel, and a section of the wall slid open to reveal a dark tunnel. As they entered the tunnel, the entrance behind them exploded. Lord Dreth stood there with armed guards, their weapons pointed at Jack and Zora. Stop them, Dreth shouted. The human must not escape with the princess. Jack pulled Zora deeper into the tunnel. Run. They fled through the darkness, guided only by Zora's purple glow. Behind them, they heard guards following. Where does this tunnel lead? Jack asked between breaths. To the sacred caves. It's a holy place for my people. They ran until they reached a large cavern. Inside, the walls were covered with crystal formations that glowed with inner light. In the center stood a large crystal pillar. What is this place? Jack asked in awe. Zora approached the central pillar. This is where the ancient visitors first made contact with my ancestors. Their energy left a permanent mark. As Jack moved closer to the pillar, something strange happened. The crystals around them began to glow brighter, responding to his presence. Jack, Zara whispered, I think the crystals recognize you. The crystal pillar hummed with energy as Jack approached it. Thin beams of light shot out from the pillar, connecting with his chest. What's happening? He asked, alarmed but unable to move away. Princess Zara watched in amazement. The ancient records say the visitors left part of their energy here. It's responding to you. Jack felt a warm sensation spreading through his body. Images flashed in his mind. Humans in strange clothes teaching Signarians, sharing knowledge, helping them build their civilization. I can see them, he whispered. Humans were here thousands of years ago. The sound of boots on stone interrupted the moment. Lord Dreth and his guards entered the cavern. Step away from the sacred pillar, Dreth commanded. His skin glowed angry red. Jack tried to move, but the light beams held him in place. I can't. Zara stepped between Jack and the guards. This proves the ancient stories are true, Lord Dreth. Humans are our friends, not subjects to be studied. Friends? Dreth laughed. Look at him. His energy is activating our most sacred technology. Think of what we could learn by studying him. My father would never approve of treating humans like test subjects, Zara said firmly. Your father is no longer in charge. Dreth's skin flickered with dark satisfaction. While you were running away with your human pet, I took control of the palace. Emperor Xolon is my prisoner now. Jack felt anger rising within him. As his emotions grew stronger, the crystal pillar glowed brighter. The light beams connecting to his chest pulsed with energy. You won't get away with this, Jack said through gritted teeth. I already have. Dreth signaled his guards. Take them both. As the guards moved forward, something unexpected happened. The energy flowing into Jack suddenly reversed direction. Now it flowed from him into the pillar, which began to shine with blinding light. What's happening? One of the guards asked, Stepping back in fear, Jack felt power coursing through him. Without knowing how, he raised his hand. A wave of energy shot from his palm, knocking the guards off their feet. Dreth stared in shock. Impossible. Humans don't have telepathic abilities. We didn't, Jack said, surprised by his own power. But something's changed. Zora's eyes widened. The ancient writings said humans helped Signarians develop their abilities. Maybe Signarians can help awaken abilities in humans too. Jack focused on Dreth, who stumbled backward. Tell me where the Emperor is. Never. Dreth drew a weapon, pointing it at Princess Zora. Stop using whatever power you've discovered, or she dies. Jack froze. The new energy inside him pulsed wildly, but he didn't know how to control it. Let her go, he said. This is between you and me. No, Zora said. Don't give up your advantage, Jack. She stepped closer to Jack, her purple glow intensifying. When she touched his arm, something amazing happened. Her energy flowed into him, strengthening the connection with the crystal pillar. Jack felt his mind expanding. Suddenly, he could sense everyone in the room. He could feel their thoughts, their emotions, their intentions. Dreth was planning to shoot Zora anyway, then blamed Jack for her death. Without thinking, Jack thrust his hand forward. A focused beam of energy knocked the weapon from Dreth's hand. How did you know? Dreth gasped. I read your mind, Jack said, shocked by his own words. Just like you read others. Dreth lunged for his weapon. Jack concentrated, and another energy wave pinned Dreth against the wall. Tell your guards to stand down, Jack commanded. We're going to the palace to free the Emperor. Dreth struggled against the invisible force holding him. You'll never make it. The palace is heavily guarded. Princess Zora stepped forward, her glow now steady and strong. We will with Jack's help. The human whose presence once made me swoon now gives me strength. The palace was surrounded by Dreth's supporters. Jack and Princess Zora watched from behind a crystal building across the square. There are too many guards, Jack whispered. Even with these new abilities, I can't fight them all. Zora's purple glow pulsed gently. We don't need to fight them. We need to show them the truth. She pointed to a tall tower at the center of the palace. That's the broadcast center. From there, we can send a message to all Signarians. We can show them the recording of Dreth's betrayal. But how do we get in? Zora smiled. The same way I got out. The secret tunnels. They moved through the city, keeping to the shadows. Zora led Jack to a small garden, where she moved a statue to reveal a hidden entrance. They descended into darkness, guided only by Zora's glow. The tunnels were built centuries ago, she explained. Only the royal family knows about them. They walked for what seemed like hours through the winding passages. Finally, they climbed up a narrow shaft and emerged inside the palace, in a small storage room. The broadcast center is on the top floor, Zora whispered. We need to be careful. They moved through empty hallways. Jack used his new abilities to sense if anyone was nearby. Twice they had to hide as guards passed. I can feel my father's presence, Zora said suddenly. He's being held in the throne room. Jack hesitated. We should free him first. No. If we're caught, everything is lost. We need to send the message first. They reached the broadcast center without being discovered. The room was filled with crystal technology Jack didn't understand. Zora moved quickly, inserting the recording device she had taken from Dreth's room. This will broadcast to every crystal screen on Signaria, she explained. Everyone will see Dreth's true plans. Just as she activated the system, the door burst open. Lord Dreth stood there with 4 guards. I knew you would come here, he said with a cold smile. So predictable. Jack stepped in front of Zora. It's too late, Dreth. The message is already sending. Dreth's skin flashed with anger. Kill them both. The guards raised their weapons. Jack focused his energy, creating a shield around himself and Zora. The first shots bounced off the invisible barrier. Stop, a commanding voice rang out. Emperor Xolon entered the room, his glow a powerful blue. Several loyal guards followed him. "Father," Zora cried in relief. "Your plan has failed, Dreth," the Emperor said. "Your prisoners escaped and came to me with the truth. Now all of Signaria knows of your betrayal." Dreth looked around wildly. His guards, seeing they were outnumbered, lowered their weapons. "Take him away," the Emperor ordered. As Dreth was led out, the Emperor turned to Jack. "Commander Hayes, I owe you an apology. You have shown true friendship to our people." Jack bowed. "Thank you, Your Majesty. The connection between humans and Signarians is deeper than we realized," the Emperor continued. "It is time to build a real alliance based on friendship, not secrets." 1 month later, Jack stood in the Great Hall of the palace again. This time, he was signing a new agreement, one that promised a true partnership between Earth and Signaria. Scientists from both worlds would study the ancient connection between their species, learning from each other. Princess Zara stood beside him, her glow a happy purple. She no longer swooned in his presence. Instead, their energies had found a balance. "Will you stay on Signaria as Earth's ambassador?" she asked him. Jack smiled. "I can't think of anywhere I'd rather be." "Your presence still overwhelms me, human," she said softly. "But now it gives me strength." As they sealed the new treaty, the crystals in the hall glowed brightly, celebrating the reunion of two worlds that had been separated for thousands of years but were always meant to be connected.